take a walk on the woo-woo side with me. My name is Michelle Douglas and I am on a mission to help you to step into your power so that you can create the life you desire. Visit me at empoweredlifeprograms.com to learn more. Hello and welcome to episode 179 of the Empowered Life Programs podcast. And today I'm going to be talking about my own life between lives regression from about a year ago that taught me about purpose, simplicity, and alignment. So have you ever wondered what happens in the life between lives space after death, or why certain patterns show up in your current life? Today I'm going to share the details of my own regression, as I mentioned before, from about a year ago, and it was a journey through battles, castles, and happiness, and universal truth. So hopefully you'll find this fascinating. I started off in a scene. Now, a lot of this I don't even remember, so it's lucky I record them because I was reading through the transcript earlier and went, oh yeah, I forgot that happened. So we started off in a battlefield where I was armored up from head to toe heading into war. And what I said was, they don't know that I'm a woman. Apparently I was royalty, like a princess or something, and I was hiding my true identity so I could go and fight for my people. I was determined and laser focused and felt like it was the right thing to do. The lesson from this part of my regression was, sometimes you've got to step into roles that defy expectations because your soul knows what is needed. It knows what feels right. We then fast forward in that life because we know between lives regression, we don't stay in the past lives all that long. It's really generally just to get some context, and sometimes we skip the past lives altogether. But in this case, I wanted to go and look at these past lives, so in I went. So we fast forward to a time where I am living on a small farm, wearing an apron and baking a loaf of bread. And it was a simple life, no complications. And I explained that I ran away from the throne for the simplicity that I craved. I was sick of all the fancy stuff, and my father ended up disowning me as a result, but I was happy. The takeaway from that aspect of my regression was about the trappings of power and prestige aren't always what your soul longs for. Sometimes it's the simplicity and the quieter moments that bring real joy. And then finally, we're taken to the death scene, and I find myself looking down at my body, feeling peaceful, and I feel a pain in my chest, and then I literally just pop out of my body. And I share that there's a warm light and familiar souls come to greet me. And it wasn't scary at all. It was just a nice freeing feeling. What struck me the most was the sense of satisfaction. I knew I had lived my life on my terms, even though they weren't what others expected of me. And that's a really powerful lesson for a lot of us. How many of us are actually doing what we do because it makes someone else happy? Something to think about. So one of the biggest realizations that I got from this life is that fighting, and well, not even like fighting in a literal sense, but even just striving or pushing too hard is a waste of time. Yes, in this past life, I had fought battles both literally and metaphorically, but at the soul level, I realized that there was a futility in conflict. So fighting could be arguing and that sort of thing. And I'm thankfully married to a man who doesn't like arguing either. So yes, we have some feisty conversations sometimes, but I wouldn't even call them feisty. That's too strong a word. But we don't fight. We just don't. But we do have conversations, and sometimes those conversations aren't all sunshine and roses. So alignment, not resistance, is where our power lies, not in conflict. In the between lives part of this regression, I then found myself in what can only be described as like an energy school where I was using geometrical shapes and energizing them. Now, I'm still yet to work out what that all means, but the focus was about learning to work with energy. And that's a skill I knew I'd bring into this current life. And okay, yes, I do work with energy now. So maybe there's something to do with these geometrical shapes that might come into my conscious awareness at some point in the future, but that was really interesting. Now, sometimes in a between lives regression, we can take a peek into the future. Now, the future is very subjective and it can change depending on you, because any new action you take can put you on a different trajectory. So if you are heading in the right direction and then you go and do something seemingly stupid, then you may get off track, okay? So in this regression, we did take a little glimpse into the future where I'm living my soul's mission, and my husband and I, we had built a healing center surrounded by trees and beautiful views and purpose-driven work. And while in this regression, I was saying that we are living our mission, and the clear message from my guides at this part, because I do pull in information from them during a regression like this, is to stay aligned, to stay vibrationally aligned with what you desire. And that's through your thoughts, emotions, and actions. And they said, like you teach others. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. So I've got to stay in alignment to achieve that mission or that goal. So the biggest lesson I got from this is that simplicity is a gift. Don't underestimate the power of stripping away the too much crap stuff. Alignment beats resistance every time. Fighting is overrated. Yes, I know. And your soul already knows what it needs. So make sure you tune in to your inner knowing and your intuition and listen to the inner nudge that comes through. So trusting that inner nudge could be about, you'll get an idea or just literally just pop into your mind. Act on it. That's an inspired nudge, which is pointing you in the right direction. So it could be that you're being nudged to maybe pull a card or go for a walk or put your feet on the earth and connect with nature, or it could be anything. So yeah, always tune into that and listen to it. So if you've ever felt like you're pushing too hard or chasing things that don't really feel light or don't really light you up, maybe it's time to step back and tune in again and see what you really want to do. And I finished this off with a question. What are you baking in the metaphorical oven of life? Something simple and satisfying, or a 3-tiered cake that no one asked for? So if the idea of a past life or a between lives regression interests you and you'd like to experience that firsthand, head over to empoweredlifeprograms.com/regression to learn more, and I'll leave you with that.